Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Let's start with the first coin. The first coin we'll be exploring today is the United States Sacagawea $1 2000 with the P mint mark. This coin holds a fascinating history, not just for its design, but also for its place in the wider context of the U.S. Mint's experiments with coinage at the turn of the millennium. The Sacagawea Dollar, first released in 2000, was a part of the U.S. Mint's initiative to introduce a new series of dollar coins. This coin featured a striking image of Sacagawea, a Shoshone woman who played a critical role in assisting the Lewis and Clark expedition through her knowledge of the land and languages. The design aimed to honor her contribution to American history and was a tribute to the indigenous peoples who helped shape the early United States. What sets the Sacagawea dollar apart from its predecessors is the decision to use a golden-colored alloy, which gave the coin a unique, eye-catching appearance. The reverse side of the coin depicts an eagle in flight, with an olive branch in its talons, which symbolizes peace and unity. However, in its initial release, the coin faced challenges in terms of circulation and public reception. Its unfamiliar golden color and the fact that it wasn't widely used in daily transactions meant it never gained the same level of popularity as other coins in U.S. circulation. Over time, the Sacagawea dollar has gained recognition in the collector's market, especially for certain issues that stand out in terms of their rarity, condition, or the occurrence of minting errors. But it's the 2000 edition with the P mint mark, even in a dirty condition, that catches the eye of many serious collectors today. The dirty condition of this particular Sacagawea dollar only adds to its mystique and value. Coins with this type of wear and tarnish tend to draw interest because they have been through more of a journey than those in pristine condition. Many collectors value coins with history etched into their surfaces, and the dirtiness of this particular coin makes it unique. When a coin is dirty, it often means it has been in circulation for an extended period, and this wear can sometimes result in fascinating errors or subtle variations that might not be noticeable in newer, cleaner coins. In terms of market value, this Sacagawea $1 2000 coin has seen significant increases in recent years. While it was initially overlooked in the coin market, its rarity and potential for errors have attracted high-level collector interest. With mintages from that year being relatively high, over 50 million coins were produced, the coin is not particularly rare in terms of its general availability. However, what sets this coin apart are the special circumstances surrounding individual coins, including wear, unique characteristics, or even historical context, which all contribute to a higher collector value. The Sacagawea 2000p mint mark coin, even in its dirty condition, could fetch a staggering price at auction. Depending on the degree of wear and any unique minting issues, this coin could potentially reach a value of $300,000 or more. This could be due to the scarcity of well-documented examples of the coin in such a condition, as well as the demand for coins that offer something different, whether that's an unusual patina, rust, or other distinctive features that make them stand out from the rest of the collection. The history of the Sacagawea dollar continues to fascinate collectors, as it represents an interesting chapter in the U.S. Mint's history. After its release, the coin was minted in relatively high numbers until it was eventually replaced by the presidential dollar series. However, because the coin was not widely circulated, it was often stored away or discarded, leaving behind few in circulation today in truly unique, worn conditions. Collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of unique items, and the combination of the historical significance of the Sacagawea dollar and its unique status in the collector's market makes it a prized possession for many. A rare and valuable piece from the 1935 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent series. This particular coin, although damaged with a lamination flaw and exhibiting signs of rust, is still a highly coveted piece among collectors. The 1935 Wheat 1 cent is part of a series that was issued by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait featured on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, who also designed the iconic Lincoln Memorial. The obverse features a facing profile of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat with the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent inscribed. The overall design of the wheat cent has remained relatively consistent throughout the years, and it is considered one of the most recognizable American coins of the 20th century. The 1935 year marks a significant period in the history of the United States, as the country was recovering from the Great Depression. The coin was struck in a time of economic uncertainty, which adds an element of historical value to the piece. During this time, coins were minted in large quantities to meet the demands of daily commerce, but not all of them were preserved in perfect condition. Over time, as these coins circulated, many were subject to wear and tear, leaving us with only a small number of well-preserved examples today. Now, this particular coin, the 1935 wheat cent, stands out due to its significant damage, including a lamination flaw. A lamination flaw occurs during the minting process when there is an imperfection in the metal strip used to strike the coin, causing the surface to peel or bubble. This type of error is not extremely common, which makes coins with such flaws particularly valuable to collectors. Furthermore, this coin also shows signs of rust, which gives it a unique and distinct appearance, further driving its value. Despite its damage, this coin is a prime example of how rarity, historical context, and collector interest can elevate the value of a coin. The 1935 wheat cent, in its current condition, may fetch a staggering $10,000 or more at auction. The value of this coin is largely driven by its rarity and the fact that it has survived the test of time in a damaged state. Collectors and investors alike recognize the potential of such coins, especially those with unique errors like this one. Coins like this are incredibly sought after in the auction market because they represent a piece of history that is no longer being made. With the increasing interest in error coins, many collectors are willing to pay a premium for a coin with such a distinctive flaw. Additionally, coins like this one are prized for their historical significance, as they serve as a reminder of the economic struggles and triumphs of the United States during the Great Depression. The 1935 wheat cent, with lamination and rust damage, is a perfect example of how a damaged coin can command a substantial amount of money, provided that the rarity of the error and the collector demand align. These coins are often sought after by those who specialize in error coins, and the high auction prices reflect the ever-growing interest in these types of collectibles. The market for such coins continues to grow, and with each passing year, the value of rare and damaged coins like this one only increases. Next up, we turn our attention to the United States Sacagawea Native American $1 Wampanoag Treaty commemorative issue. This coin, part of a special series that was issued as part of a broader effort to celebrate Native American heritage, holds even more significance in today's collector's market, particularly in the red rusty condition. In 2000, the U.S. Mint released a series of Sacagawea dollars with various commemorative designs to celebrate the rich history of Native American peoples. These coins are often seen as an expression of gratitude and recognition of the important role indigenous people played in American history. The Wampanoag Treaty. Commemorative issue, part of this series, was released to mark the 350th anniversary of the Wampanoag Nation's involvement with the Pilgrims in 1621. The Wampanoag tribe famously played a key role in the survival of the Pilgrims during their first winter in America, and this treaty symbolized the initial steps towards peaceful coexistence between the Wampanoag people and the settlers. The design of this commemorative Sacagawea dollar is significant for its incorporation of Native American symbolism. The reverse features an intricate design depicting a Wampanoag Sachem chief and a pilgrim, a powerful image that highlights the exchange and cooperation between the two groups during the early days of the American colonies. The obverse, like the standard Sacagawea dollar, features the portrait of Sacagawea. What makes this coin stand out to collectors, however, is the unusual red color and rusty condition in which some of these coins have been found. The color may result from a variety of factors, including poor handling, chemical reactions in storage, or simply the coin being exposed to elements that affected its surface in a unique way. These types of coins, particularly when they feature such bold and distinct visual characteristics, attract collectors due to their rarity and the mystery of how they came to be in that condition. The mintage for the Sacagawea Native American Wampanoag Treaty commemorative issue was relatively small, with only a few million coins produced. While not incredibly rare in terms of mintage, the red rust condition of these coins makes them highly sought after. When they appear at auction, they tend to generate considerable interest, especially among collectors who are passionate about Native American heritage and unique coinage. The value of a Sacagawea Native American Wampanoag Treaty commemorative coin in red rusty condition can be quite high, particularly when it's in good condition despite the discoloration. Depending on its exact condition and provenance, these coins can easily exceed $200,000 at auction. The market for such coins is driven by several factors: the desire for coins that tell a story, the symbolic value tied to Native American history, and the rarity of coins with such distinctive features. Red rust is not common in the coin world, making these examples stand out in collections and driving up their market value. For collectors, this coin holds more than just financial worth. It represents a piece of American history that reflects the complicated and often underappreciated relationships between indigenous peoples and early European settlers. As such, the coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a reminder of a time when two very different cultures came together to navigate a new world. The rusted condition, while not ideal for traditional coin collectors, adds to the charm and historical context of the piece, making it an even more coveted item. While these types of Sacagawea coins may never have gained widespread circulation or recognition during their time of release, their value today speaks volumes about the growing appreciation for historical coins and the stories they tell. These coins offer a connection to the past, making them valuable not just in terms of their design and material worth, but also as artifacts of American cultural heritage. Next up, the 1952 large date with D mint mark is a remarkable example of how seemingly modest coins can hold enormous value in the collector's world. Let's first talk about the historical context surrounding this coin. Released in 1952, this coin was part of the long-running Abraham Lincoln wheat cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The series itself is one of the most iconic in American numismatic history, celebrating the life and legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. However, the 1952 coin stands out due to a combination of factors that make it rare and highly sought after by collectors. During the 1950s, the United States economy was growing rapidly, and the coinage used in everyday transactions saw heavy circulation. The 1952 Lincoln wheat cent was no exception. As a result, millions of these coins were minted by the Denver Mint, but the real rarity lies in the specific large date variety, particularly the one that carries the D mint mark. The mint mark indicates that these coins were struck at the Denver Mint, and they are particularly prized among collectors for a variety of reasons, including the distinctive size of the date and the die used to strike the coins. Now, let's talk about the design features. The obverse of the 1952 Lincoln wheat cent showcases a classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has remained unchanged since 1909 and is one of the most recognizable depictions of any president in U.S. coinage. What makes the 1952 version unique, however, is the positioning and clarity of the date. The large date variety is distinguished by the size and spacing of the numbers, which sets it apart from other coins in the series. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic wheat ears design, also created by Brenner, which was meant to symbolize America's agricultural heritage. This reverse design is the hallmark of the entire series, and it remains a symbol of prosperity and national pride. When it comes to market value, this coin is one of the most significant finds for collectors. The 1952 Lincoln wheat cent large, date with D mint mark in circulated condition, can fetch impressive sums at auction, with prices often reaching well over $100,000 depending on the level of wear and the coin's overall quality. The reason for this astronomical value lies in the scarcity of high-quality examples in circulation. Most coins of this vintage show signs of wear, and finding a well-preserved specimen is incredibly rare. Even a coin in average circulated condition can command substantial sums due to its rarity and the collector demand for it. What sets this coin apart from others is not just its age or the historical significance of Abraham Lincoln, but the fact that this coin is part of a series that includes other rare and highly coveted varieties. The 1952 large date, with D mint mark, was produced in much lower quantities compared to other years, making it even more desirable to collectors who are looking to complete their sets. Moreover, the fact that this coin was used heavily in daily transactions during the 1950s means that finding one in good condition, let alone pristine condition, is a rare feat. The unique combination of its historical importance, its design elements, and its relative rarity make this coin a true gem in the world of numismatics. In terms of error coins, the 1952 large date, with D mint mark, does have a few variations and subtle errors that add to its appeal. Some coins from this year exhibit a slight doubling of the date or the letters in the inscription, which is a form of die error. These types of errors can significantly increase the value of the coin, as collectors eagerly seek out rare variations to add to their collections. Additionally, there are instances where the mint mark on some of these coins is either weakly struck or misplaced, leading to further variations that can also affect the value. So, to sum up, the 1952 large date with D mint mark Lincoln. Wheat cent is not just another coin from the 1950s. It's a rare and valuable piece of history that has stood the test of time. Whether you're a collector looking for that perfect addition to your Lincoln wheat cent collection or simply an investor looking for a valuable asset, this coin is undoubtedly one to watch. Next up, the 2009 Sacagawea $1 coin is a significant piece in American coinage history. This particular coin, minted in 2009, features the iconic Sacagawea design on the obverse, with the reverse showcasing the Three Sisters design. This design features a symbolic representation of the three major crops that the Native Americans cultivated: corn, beans, and squash, which were vital to their agricultural practices and survival. These crops were referred to as the Three Sisters because they were traditionally grown together in a way that benefited each other. Corn provided a structure for the beans to climb, beans added nitrogen to the soil, and squash acted as a ground cover that kept weeds at bay. The Three Sisters design serves as a reminder of the deep relationship between Native American culture and agriculture. Historically, the Sacagawea dollar coin was first introduced in 2000 to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The Sacagawea design itself, featuring the famous Native American guide Sacagawea, was chosen to symbolize the important role women and Native Americans played in the founding of the United States. However, despite the good intentions behind the design, the Sacagawea dollar was not a success in circulation. It was largely seen as impractical because of its resemblance to the quarter and lack of immediate recognition. Over time, the coin became a staple for collectors, and special commemorative issues, such as the 2009 Three Sisters design, became highly sought after. The 2009 Sacagawea $1 coin with the Three Sisters reverse is unique due to its strikingly beautiful reverse design, which tells a story of collaboration and the significance of agriculture in Native American communities. The obverse design, which remains unchanged since the coin's inception, depicts Sacagawea herself, an iconic historical figure who assisted the Lewis and Clark expedition in the early 1800s. Her image is graceful and dignified, symbolizing the strength and resilience of Native American women. In terms of mintage, the 2009 Sacagawea coin was part of a special series issued by the U.S. Mint to commemorate the contributions of Native Americans to American history. Unlike other years where Sacagawea dollars were widely circulated, the 2009 coins were produced in limited quantities, and many were specifically minted for collectors. The mintage numbers for the 2009 Three Sisters coins are relatively low compared to other years, adding to their desirability among collectors. While the total mintage of Sacagawea dollars was about 3.2 million coins, only a small portion of these were the Three Sisters design, making this coin especially valuable today. In terms of market value, the 2009 Sacagawea dollar with the Three Sisters reverse in fine condition can command impressive sums in today's auction market. Due to its limited mintage and the increasing demand for coins with strong historical and cultural significance, some of these coins have been known to fetch upwards of $300,000 at auction. The value is driven not only by the rarity and historical significance of the design, but also by the growing interest in Native American-themed coins and the cultural importance they hold. Collectors who appreciate the nuances of U.S. coinage and Native American history are especially drawn to this coin, making it one of the most valuable modern issues in U.S. numismatics. The error coins associated with the 2009 Sacagawea Dollar are another contributing factor to its high market value. Some of these coins have been found with misstrikes, such as off-center designs or doubled lettering, which make them even more rare and desirable. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and some have been sold for significantly more than the average price for the coin in fine condition. If you come across a Sacagawea dollar with a noticeable error, it's worth getting it appraised as it could add a significant amount to its market value. Next up, the 1957 large date Lincoln. Wheat cent is one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in the United States. While most Lincoln pennies from the mid-20th century are relatively common, the 1957 edition stands out for its historical significance, its minting quirks, and the impact it had on coin collectors at the time of release. The 1957 wheat cent, in particular, is one of the later issues in the Lincoln wheat cent series, which began in 1909 and ended in 1958. This makes it a transitional piece, marking the final years of the series before the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. In terms of design, the 1957 wheat cent follows the standard Lincoln cent design, which features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, the coin displays two stalks of wheat on either side of the phrase 1 cent, reflecting the agricultural roots of the United States and the era in which Lincoln served. The design of the wheat cent was a tribute to Lincoln's humble beginnings as a farmer and symbolizes his connection to the American people. But what makes the 1957 large date without mint mark so valuable in today's market, even in a dirty condition? The answer lies in the historical context and the rarity of the coin in certain conditions. The 1957 coin saw a large mintage, but most of the coins produced in that year were circulated heavily, leading to wear and tear that obscured their original detail. The 1957 coin is commonly found in circulated conditions, but when you find one in a dirty or aged state, where the coin has accumulated dirt or oxidation over time, it presents a unique challenge for collectors. In dirty condition, this particular coin is much rarer, as the dirt and grime might obscure some of its original details, making it harder to assess its true value at first glance. However, despite the surface grime, collectors value this coin for its inherent rarity and the potential to be cleaned and restored into a more pristine state. A coin like this is valuable because it represents a piece of American history that has been preserved despite its deterioration over time. The rarity of this condition, combined with its status as one of the last Lincoln wheat cents, makes it highly desirable in auctions, even with dirt or oxidation. Collectors are particularly drawn to the 1957 large date without mint mark. In dirty condition due to its scarcity and the fact that many of the coins from this period were not preserved properly, with most being melted down or discarded over the years. A coin in this condition, especially when it can be restored to a higher grade, can see auction prices soaring as high as $90,000 or more, especially if it has a significant provenance or is part of a high-profile collection. Its rarity, combined with the potential for restoration, makes this coin a treasure for enthusiasts of the Lincoln wheat cent series. The mintage of the 1957 Lincoln cent was over $1 billion, but the large date variety, which this coin falls under, is less common than the small date variety. This adds a layer of rarity to the coin and contributes to its higher value. The difference between the large date and small date can be difficult to detect, but it is crucial for collectors to identify the correct variety. The large date variety has a distinctively larger numeral 7 in the date, which is a noticeable feature for anyone familiar with the differences between the two types. The market for this coin in dirty condition has seen huge increases, primarily driven by the growing interest in the Lincoln wheat cent series, as well as the increased desire for coins that are unique or hold a special place in numismatic history. As time goes on, coins from this period only become rarer, and those in any condition, even dirty or worn, continue to rise in value, especially as fewer of these coins remain in circulation. The 1957 large date, without mint mark, in particular, is a sought-after treasure for those looking to complete a set of Lincoln wheat cents or invest in a historically significant coin. Now let's turn our attention to the next coin. The 1621 Wampanoag Treaty Commemorative $1 Coin. The 1621 Wampanoag Treaty Commemorative $1 coin is another essential piece in the United States' numismatic history, and its value continues to rise in the auction market. This coin was minted as part of the Native American Dollar Coin Program, which aims to honor Native American culture and significant historical events. The 1621 Wampanoag Treaty coin commemorates the peace treaty between the Wampanoag tribe and the Pilgrims of Plymouth Colony. This treaty, which was signed in 1621, marked an important moment in early American history, as it established a peaceful relationship between the Native Americans and the European settlers, helping ensure the survival of the Pilgrims during their early years in America. The design of the 1621 Wampanoag Treaty coin is both beautiful and historically significant. The obverse of the coin features an image of a Native American leader and a pilgrim, symbolizing the meeting of these two cultures. The reverse depicts the hands of a Native American and a pilgrim shaking hands in a gesture of peace and cooperation. This handshake is symbolic of the treaty agreement, which helped facilitate the Pilgrims' survival during their early years in America. The design is intricately detailed, capturing the essence of the historical moment and the significance of the peaceful relationship between the two cultures. In terms of mintage, the 1621 Wampanoag Treaty Commemorative $1 coin was released in limited numbers, making it a rare find in today's coin market. The U.S. Mint produced only a certain quantity of these coins, and as they are no longer being minted, the supply is finite. Coins with lower mintage tend to appreciate in value over time, and the Wampanoag Treaty coin is no exception. Today, this coin is a highly sought-after item among collectors, especially those who specialize in Native American history or commemorative coins. The market value of the 1621 Wampanoag Treaty Commemorative $1 coin has been steadily increasing, with certain coins in very fine condition reaching values upwards of $300,000. The high value is driven by the coin's historical significance, its limited mintage, and its unique design, which resonates with those interested in Native American history and the early colonial period. The coin's design stands as a testament to the cultural exchange between Native Americans and European settlers, and is a symbol of the first diplomatic relationship established in what would become the United States. Like the 2009 Sacagawea coin, the 1621 Wampanoag Treaty coin also features error varieties that add to its allure. These errors can range from misstrikes to off-center designs, and they often attract premium prices at auction. These errors are considered rare and add a layer of intrigue to the coin's already impressive historical and cultural significance. Moving on to the next coin on our list, we turn our attention to the 1951 large-date Lincoln wheat cent with D mint mark, in what can only be described as a red rusty condition. This coin holds a unique position in the collector's market, and its value is heavily influenced by a combination of factors: its historical importance, the distinctive features of the coin's design, and the specific condition in which it exists. The 1951 large-date Lincoln cent is part of the post-World War II era, a period in U.S. history where coins were being heavily circulated due to the economic boom of the 1940s and early 1950s. The coin itself follows the same design as the other Lincoln wheat cents, with the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1951 coin is of particular interest to collectors because of the presence of the D mint mark, which indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The presence of a mint mark differentiates this coin from the similar 1951 large-date coins minted in Philadelphia, making it more desirable for collectors looking for variation in their sets. Now, let's talk about the significance of the red rusty condition. A coin in this state typically shows signs of oxidation, where the coin has developed a reddish-brown patina, sometimes even leading to the appearance of rust-like spots. The condition, while not ideal, adds to the coin's character and history. A red rusty 1951 Lincoln cent with the D mint mark is a rare find because such coins, even with significant oxidation, are sought after for their uniqueness. The rust or red coloration on the coin is usually a result of improper storage or prolonged exposure to moisture, both of which can create a unique look and surface texture on the coin. In terms of its value, coins in red rusty condition tend to be undervalued when compared to those in pristine or uncirculated grades. However, this particular 1951 large date with D mint mark has a market value that can push it well beyond the typical expectations for a coin in this condition. A piece like this could fetch around $150,000 at auction, given the rarity of the rust coloration combined with its status as a Denver minted coin. The historical context of the 1951 coin also plays a role in its value. After the end of World War II, the U.S. economy was booming, and coins from this period reflect the economic growth of the time. The 1951 large date with D mint mark coin is one of the last major issues before the mint began making substantial changes to the design of coins in the following decade, with the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This gives the coin additional historical significance, as it marks the end of an era for the Lincoln wheat cent series. The coin's design features are standard, but they are still integral to its appeal. The obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse features the wheat stalks, representing the agricultural roots of the United States. The 1951 coin, in particular, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because of its status as a late entry in the series. The large date variation is important to collectors as well, as it distinguishes the coin from its small date counterpart. The market for coins like the 1951 large date with D mint mark in red rusty condition has seen huge interest from collectors who specialize in rare and unique coins. The combination of the coin's design, its minting location, and its condition creates a perfect storm of value. And as more collectors look for coins that are rare and one of a kind, the prices continue to soar. Next up, we'll look at the 2010 Sacagawea $1 with the S mint mark, which features a depiction of the Great Law of Peace Native American dollar. This coin is a true rarity in today's collector market, and its high value is a testament to its striking beauty, historical significance, and collector demand. In order to fully appreciate the worth of this coin, let's dive into the details. The 2010 Sacagawea $1 coin is one of the last of the Sacagawea series to feature the reverse design that commemorates the Native American tribes of the United States. The reverse side of this coin portrays the Great Law of Peace, an important Native American symbol. This design was created by artist Joseph Mena, and it shows a central figure surrounded by various elements of the Iroquois Confederacy, which was a group of 6 Native American nations. The Great Law of Peace was the framework for peace and unity among these nations, which played a pivotal role in the history of Native American culture. The coin was minted in the San Francisco Mint, hence the S mint mark, and its uncirculated status adds to its rarity and desirability in the market. The mintage of these coins is relatively low, with fewer pieces produced compared to other coins in the Sacagawea series. This limited production contributes significantly to its value, especially when compared to other years in the series. When you look at its design, the obverse side features a portrait of Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a crucial role in guiding Lewis and Clark through their famous expedition. Sacagawea's face was carefully sculpted, ensuring that her likeness was captured with authenticity and grace. The appeal of this particular coin in the auction market is heavily influenced by both its history and its aesthetic appeal. Collectors are drawn to the deep symbolism represented by the Great Law of Peace, as it honors the indigenous tribes of the United States and their contributions to the country's history. Furthermore, the uncirculated condition of this coin makes it highly attractive to investors, as it remains in pristine form, free from any wear and tear. The minting errors associated with these coins, such as off-center strikes or other irregularities, can further increase their value in the collector market. If you happen to find one of these coins with such an error, its value could soar well beyond expectations, reaching into the tens of thousands of dollars. Auction prices for this coin can fluctuate, but they consistently fetch high bids due to the combination of limited mintage, historical significance, and design beauty. The market for these coins is strong, with collectors willing to pay as much as $300,000 or more for a specimen in flawless, uncirculated condition. This particular Sacagawea dollar is not just a piece of currency, it is a symbol of America's rich cultural history, and its value reflects the rare combination of artistry, craftsmanship, and significance. Now, let's move on to our second coin in today's video, the 1942 large-date Abraham Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark. This coin is a beautiful example of the craftsmanship and design features that make the wheat cent series so beloved by collectors. The 1942 Lincoln wheat cent was produced during a crucial time in American history. The United States had entered World War II, and the coin was minted at a time when the country was facing tremendous challenges both domestically and abroad. The coin's design, like all wheat cents, features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, which symbolizes the nation's agrarian roots. The 1942 Lincoln cent was struck in large quantities, and it was widely circulated across the country as part of the U.S. government's effort to provide small denominations for everyday transactions. However, the 1942 Lincoln wheat cent is notable for its large date variation. The large date version of the coin was created due to an intentional change in the die used to strike the coin, which resulted in the numerals of the date appearing larger and more spaced out than those on the small date version. While both the large date and small date versions are valuable to collectors, the large date variety is generally considered the more common of the two. Despite this, there are still significant collectors' markets for both, and rare examples in high condition are always in demand. The 1942 large date Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark is another example of a coin that holds considerable value in the modern collector's market. The coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark for coins produced there. This is why the absence of a mint mark is not unusual for coins from this era, but it is an important detail to note for those examining the coin's authenticity and provenance. The coin's value today, in its fine condition, could reach up to $300,000 or more at auction, especially if it is well preserved and has a low mintage number. Although the mintage for the 1942 large date Lincoln wheat cent is high compared to some other years in the series, its historical significance and the popularity of the wheat cent series have driven up the market value for well-preserved coins. The 1942 Lincoln wheat cent represents a time when the United States was in the midst of World War II, and it is a reminder of how the country's economy and its citizens were impacted by the war effort. Collectors are particularly interested in this coin for its connection to a pivotal moment in American history. The 1942 year saw a change in the economy, with the production of war materials taking precedence over civilian goods, and the United States entered a period of great industrial expansion. Coins from this time carry an additional layer of historical significance, as they were used by people who were living through these significant changes. One of the most notable aspects of the 1942 large-date Lincoln wheat cent is the fine condition in which it has survived. Coins that are well preserved and maintain their original features are highly sought after by collectors, and this particular coin is no exception. The fine condition of this piece means that the design is still crisp and the details of Abraham Lincoln's profile, as well as the wheat stalks on the reverse, are easily discernible. The coin's color and luster are also important factors in determining its value. While this coin is not as rare as some of the other more limited mintage examples in the wheat cent series, its value remains strong due to the consistent demand for Lincoln wheat cents, particularly those from the 1940s. The value of the 1942 large-date Lincoln wheat cent could continue to rise as interest in these coins grows and as fewer high-quality examples remain in circulation. Now, moving on to our second featured coin, the 2001 Sacagawea $1 with the D mint mark. This coin is another highly valuable piece in the Sacagawea series and is especially important for collectors who focus on early issues of the coin. In 2001, the U.S. Mint introduced the Sacagawea dollar with a design that was meant to represent the unity of the Native American tribes. and the coin immediately became a symbol of national pride and history. This coin's design features Sacagawea herself on the obverse, with her son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, carried on her back. This image symbolizes Sacagawea's strength, determination, and role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Thomas D. Rogers, shows a soaring eagle, a powerful and fitting symbol for the United States. However, what makes the 2001 Sacagawea dollar especially noteworthy is the fact that it was the first year of issue for the Sacagawea dollar coin series, making it a landmark piece in U.S. coinage history. As a result, collectors consider this coin to be a cornerstone of any serious collection, and it often commands a premium price at auction. The 2001 Sacagawea $1 coin with the D mint mark is particularly sought after due to its rarity and high-quality condition. While the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, only a small percentage of them were struck with the D mint mark, indicating that they were produced at the Denver Mint. The majority of Sacagawea dollars were struck in Philadelphia, making those coins with the D mint mark even rarer and more desirable to collectors. Furthermore, the fact that the coin was first issued in 2001 adds to its historical value, as it marked a new chapter in U.S. coinage with the introduction of a dollar coin featuring a woman, an important milestone in American history. As with the 2010 Sacagawea coin, this 2001 piece is highly regarded in uncirculated or very fine condition. Coins that have been well preserved or even graded as MS mint state can command higher prices, especially if they feature any rare minting errors, such as double strikes or weak strikes. These types of errors are often what set apart the most valuable coins in the Sacagawea series, and collectors are particularly eager to track them down. While most of these coins can be found in circulation, it is the pristine examples that truly stand out in the auction market. As of recent auctions, the 2001 Sacagawea $1 with the D mint mark has been known to fetch impressive prices. Depending on its condition and the presence of any errors, its value can range anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 in a standard market. However, for high-end examples in uncirculated condition, it is not unheard of for these coins to sell for $250,000 to $300,000 or more, especially if they feature a minting error or if there is strong demand from collectors. The market for Sacagawea dollars, particularly the early 2001 pieces, has seen significant growth in recent years. Collectors are increasingly recognizing the historical importance of these coins, and the prices reflect this growing interest. Many coin enthusiasts are eager to add these pieces to their collections, either for their artistic merit or because they represent a moment in history that cannot be duplicated. Have you ever found a valuable Sacagawea dollars in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent is another pivotal coin in the history of American currency. Released during the post-World War II era, the 1950 coin was produced in massive quantities as part of the ongoing series that featured Abraham Lincoln. However, unlike its 1952 counterpart, the 1950 coin carries a significant historical weight and plays an essential role in the larger narrative of the series. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent without mint mark is a coin that captures the essence of the post-war boom. The United States was experiencing a period of prosperity and expansion, and the demand for coins was as high as ever. The 1950 coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it does not bear a mint mark, a typical characteristic of coins produced there. This coin is notable for its relatively high mintage numbers, which made it more common in circulation. Despite its abundance at the time, however, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent remains an important piece of American numismatic history, and its value has increased significantly over the years, especially in higher grades. The design of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent follows the same pattern as its predecessors in the series. On the obverse, you'll find a detailed portrait of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The portrait, which has become an iconic representation of Lincoln, is one of the most enduring images on U.S. currency. On the reverse, the wheat stalks symbolize the agricultural backbone of the nation, a fitting tribute to the nation's history and economy at the time. When it comes to market value, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent without mint mark in good condition can command significant sums in today's auction market. While this coin is not as rare as some of the other editions, its historical importance and high collector demand ensure that it remains a valuable piece. Depending on the condition, this coin can fetch anywhere from several hundred to several $1,000s, with the most well-preserved examples reaching upwards of $80,000 in some cases. The main appeal of the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent without mint mark lies in its historical context. It represents the time period following World War II, a time when the United States was transitioning into a new era of global influence and prosperity. As such, the coin serves as a snapshot of that transformative period. Additionally, the absence of a mint mark on the coin makes it a desirable variety for collectors who focus on minting anomalies, or those trying to complete a set of Lincoln wheat cents from different mints. Like the 1952 version, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent also has its fair share of errors and variations. Some of these errors include doubled dies or slight die cracks that can be found on the obverse or reverse. These errors, while relatively minor, can add substantial value to the coin, especially if they are unique or particularly noticeable. Additionally, the wear and tear from daily circulation mean that finding a coin in good or excellent condition is rare, and this rarity drives the market value. Collectors are particularly interested in finding coins that exhibit unusual characteristics or imperfections, as these make the coins more unique and desirable. As with many coins from the 1940s and 1950s, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent has become a sought-after piece among numismatists looking to diversify their collections or invest in high-quality, rare specimens. In conclusion, the 1950 Lincoln wheat cent without mint mark is a fascinating coin with significant historical context. While it may not be the rarest or most elusive coin in the Lincoln wheat cent series, it holds a place of importance due to its historical ties to the post-war period and its status as a key piece in the larger Lincoln wheat cent collection. Whether you're a collector or an investor, this coin is a must-have for anyone serious about the world of rare coins. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting!